Welcome to the show, ladies and
Bow.
gentlemen.
I ain't wasn't gonna do it, man. We
Welcome
do
to
it that time. I'm done, man. Go ahead, man.
welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mind the Gap. I'm your host, Darius, aka Mr. 16 for 5.
Man, cut that shit out. It's your boy TK, aka the Word Monger, man. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here with us.
All right, I'm excited about this topic today.
I bet you are, man.
What we talking about?
Reparations.
Reparations.
Something you've been waiting to get to.
Should black people will receive reparations for the history in America? But before we jump in this conversation, I want to remind you you guys should follow our social media. It's PODMTG. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You just type in PODMTG and you will find us. Go to our website, podmtg.com, so you can find our links to where you can subscribe to us. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play. Also, we changed our merchandise site. We are now on MINDTHEGAPshop.com. So if you want to check out our merch and get our merch, please go to MINDTHEGAPshop.com. Anything you want to add?
No. I think you
I got
covered
it.
it all.
Hey!
You got it all.
Hey, I'm on it. I'm on it this week.
15th take. What's
Hey.
good?
So we get faded, but deep down inside, you know you can't fade him. How long should I stay dedicated? How long till opportunity meet preparation? I need some real nigga reparations, or I run up in your bank just for recreation. Dedication, hard work, plus patience. To some more of my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing.
So I wanted to talk about reparations because it's been a big thing in the media lately with a lot of candidates, Democratic like Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, Cory Booker. They're all pushing for reparations, and they're finding a lot of. I see a lot on like the opposition, like Fox News and things like that. This discussion around it bothers me that they're so dismissive about, repairing the damage that's been done to like the black community.
It's hard to see something when you ain't in it.
Yeah. I think it's imperative for them to understand where this discussion is coming from, because it's not like we just want money to have money. It's because we're trying to repair and get to a better place.
Get to an equal ground, equal footing, where gotta say equal and separated.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't understand like just the basics of it. Like any country that's formed, because people think just because we allowed to eat in the same restaurants and there's not like white only bathrooms, that racism has ended and everybody's on the equal playing field.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with people. Like I said earlier, it's hard to see something when you ain't in it, and then when you do see it, you don't recognize it. So when you don't understand,
deny it.
Yeah, and that comes in with
Because that's not my reality.
Yeah, because
there's no way this could be true.
Yeah, like how I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that do that until you realize that your neighbor is like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have never thought this person is a nice, kind, blah 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 blah. It's like, nah, your next door neighbor just called me a nigga in front of my kids because she cut in line.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Came out quick.
You know what I mean?
I think the vast majority of people in the country are more like what Dr. King said. The most dangerous people are moderates. The people that don't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was him. Somebody said that, but I know what you're talking about. You said it's not the people. The world will end not by the people that do evil, but by those who do nothing.
Yeah. And I think the majority of people in this country, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that
that's a thin limb that you about to walk
what I'm
on.
saying is I don't think they're consciously racist, but I think they benefit.
Oh, okay.
From what did you think I was about to say?
I thought you was about to say there's a greater number of people that are not racist and they just don't want to do anything about it.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were about to say.
No,
that's a thin limb.
No, I'm saying like
that's a sturdy branch you on right now.
Because I think the difficult part of when you're talking to somebody like this is that they're coming from that place. Well, I don't think these thoughts. So I don't do this. I don't that. Well, you benefit from the things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the house you live in.
Yeah.
Because your family has benefited from that over the generations.
Yeah, y'all that's just how it is. Like you benefit from not having restrictions.
Yeah.
Period. That's
Yeah.
Even if your fathers didn't own slaves or they did or didn't,
Yeah.
and you may not be that person. Regardless of how you may feel about it, you still benefit.
You still benefit.
And I'm not saying I'm mad at you.
Yeah,
or nothing.
I don't
I'm just
want
saying,
you.
don't hinder me
whole,
when I go.
Yeah,
forward.
this white guilt thing. I don't care if you feel guilty or not. I want you to like help me, help my people. You know,
or don't hinder me.
Yeah.
That's that's my biggest
at
thing.
the very least,
You know what I'm
don't get
saying?
in my way.
Please don't get in my way.
Yeah.
Don't make no statements about what I'm saying, how we feel or what's going on over here.
Please don't.
Well, I work hard. Yeah, you work hard. You know what I'm saying? But I work hard too. But I got to work twice as hard.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I have to go
to get half as far.
Yeah,
a lot of
man.
times.
Like that's my advocate. Like that's what I advocate for. So like fam, I'm not mad at you for what you got. I'm not saying you even wrong for what you got. You just benefit for what you have, and that's okay with you.
Just
You can't choose how you
recognize
live.
where you are and where I am, and realize that these things are not the same.
Yeah, we running a race that I got weights on.
Yeah.
I got extra weight on, dog. Like that your people put on me.
Yeah. What I hope people understand, like if they really care about this issue, because from now on, you gotta ask people directly. Like if I go on one of these Fox shows and I gotta ask them straight up, do you want black people to thrive or not?
Yeah,
straight up.
I don't think nobody ever asked that type of question.
Because if it's anything other than no, then we don't have anything to talk about.
The biggest problem is, and when I watch these shows like either CNN or Fox News, the problem is like they see the wall and not what's behind it. They arguing the wall.
Yeah.
The wall is the argument. It's
Yeah.
like what's behind the wall. Like what? Okay, we know what the problem is, fam, but what are we trying to get to?
Yeah.
Nobody argues that.
Yeah.
We trying to get here, here, and here, and this is what benefits here. You all see the problem. But when it comes to other certain issues, that wall don't even exist. Let's build a wall to block, Mexico from coming in. First of all,
first that's not gonna work. Second of all, what's the bigger issue? Yeah. Like, why are they coming over? Could it be that we destabilize their economy and they need work, or they're in danger over something we did? Maybe we need to fix that before we.
They bringing drugs and violence. Yeah. Well, let's look at the statistics on that. Yeah. Well, no, it's not that big of a problem. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I don't.
Because that's what irks me about when I see like people like Ben Shapiro or any of these other pundits discuss the issue. They're not trying to solve the problem. They're just trying to dismiss it. They're talking
point at another problem.
Yeah, they're like, no, this is ridiculous. This won't work because we don't blah blah blah. But they never say, well, let's take a step back and think, could this work?
And how can we get it to?
Yeah, how can we get it? That's never the discussion. Mm-hmm. It's always dismissive.
Because they come up with so many ways of to add in problems, but not a solution.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, black people need to do this. What about black on black crime?
Yeah.
I'd be like, what about white on white crime? Like that's all about proximity, fam. Like
I don't know if you can tell in our voice, but we are completely biased on this subject.
You know what I'm saying? I'm fine with that.
I would like reparations.
Yeah, facts.
And we can discuss like what that would look like later, but I think the discussion needs to be had. Period.
Yeah. Across the board.
Yeah.
And it's not, and I want the discussion to be had like fairly. Like, man, let's not discuss it by dismissing it. Have a complete discussion to me and tell me, like, you know what I'm saying? Ask me the question. How would y'all benefit from it?
Yeah.
Why would y'all benefit?
How would we target?
Yeah.
Who gets it or who doesn't?
If y'all do this, how would we do this? How would you go about it? Well, let's figure it out. Yeah. Let's not just say let's not dismiss the problem by adding in other problems. Let's
just go into what are some of the things that people use to just dismiss the idea of reparations.
Man, it's like, okay, so y'all went out there in the field. Okay, that's one. Two, how would we give all y'all?
Well, let's discuss that one first. We weren't out there in the field.
All right, bet.
Okay. No, we were not out there in the field, but who was?
Yeah, our ancestors.
Our ancestors, and those people put in a position that put us in these positions.
Facts. That
we are in right now.
I think that's a stupid discussion based only because, like, if that's how you feel, well, since you went out there commanding slaves, or since you out there, then you shouldn't have this money. You shouldn't have this money. You should start from the ground too. You should start from nothing too.
Yeah.
None of all that land that your father had, none of that.
None of that matters. You
go back to the government.
Yeah. Everybody starts over.
So everybody starts from the bottom.
I mean, if you want to do that, I'll be with it.
I'll be with it. That's equal. Yeah. That's equal ground. That's equal ground. I'll start there.
The main reason when I see people try to pick it apart, they be like, well, who gets it? Should if I'm a quarter black, should I get it? Or if I'm fresh off the boat from Africa, should I receive reparations? If we can't trace lineage, how do we decide who gets reparations?
We got all these ancestors.com type stuff, and y'all want to ask
trace
questions.
it back?
I mean, you can trace it back, but if you know you was born, if you know that your father's father was born here, like my grandma was born here,
yeah,
and she has stuff about how her father was born here. There you go,
there you
documentation
go.
right there. Why else? What else do I really need other than? I mean, I understand. I think I watched something. I want to say it was Ben. He's like, well, how do you decipher from, who Obama? His mother was white and his father was Jamaican, and he was from Jamaica. Mm-hmm. He don't get it. Like he
doesn't get it.
But that's what I mean by you just putting bricks on the wall.
I think if we did go that route, since black people were, and when I'm using the term black is to describe like the whole diaspora, like us being shifted all around the world.
What word did you just use?
Diaspora.
Yeah. What that mean?
That means like the collective like disorganization of our people.
I gotta write that down.
Go look that up.
I will.
Yeah, but Jamaicans were disenfranchised by the British.
Yeah,
they can see their own reparations. If we do go that route, we can get that specific.
Yeah, we can.
Haiti, you gotta get your stuff from Spain.
Dominican
or
Republic?
France.
Yeah, that's what
France,
both.
which I can't remember right.
It's one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Both got Spain was over here. You know what I'm saying? French over here.
That's what I was confused about. Yeah.
I got you.
But we can go that route, and then they try to throw in, what about Native Americans? What about Mexicans? When we took their land, I was like, they deserve something too.
What you mean Native Americans?
Yeah,
they got what sovereignty on their land. They got to pay taxes. That's why they got the casinos because there's no ban on their casinos and stuff that.
But even that, like, it's hard. They can never repay what they did to Native Americans.
Facts
because they were here first.
But they got something.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying. Something.
And I'm not. In comparison, I'm just saying they killed them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. They didn't really. I ain't gonna say
enslaved them.
Yeah,
they just got rid of them.
Like 3/4 of the America goods came from cotton.
Yeah.
So we actually, like when people say, you know what I'm saying, this was made off the backs of slaves. Mm-hmm. You looking at that like 3/4 of the wealth in America. I mean,
that's a big chunk.
I'm sorry, that's wrong. The 3/4 of the world's cotton came from America. That's what I meant to say. 3/4. What?
That's a fact.
Fact.
I gotta see that. That's crazy.
3/4, fam.
We making everybody rich.
You feel what I'm saying? Like that's what we. That's
we
didn't
get a piece of it.
We didn't get a free labor.
It's a free labor.
You know what I'm saying? So if that's what we doing in America, that's literally off the backs. And I don't know if I told you, but I went to the African American Museum.
Mm-hmm. I still gotta go there.
We'll go. We won't take a trip.
Might go for my birthday.
That might. Yeah, we'll do that. We might have to do that. But like it shows you how much cotton was picked, what was picked, how much each ounce was worth, how much slaves was worth, and through the years and the comparison of like, well, this was worth then, this in 1650, and this is how much it would have been worth in 2018. It shows the difference, and it's like billions, fam. I'd be like, yo, that's
we didn't get a piece of it.
Nah,
we didn't get a coin.
But that's what I'm saying. Like so I ain't saying, you know how I feel about it. Like I ain't saying you just throw out money, but you done done that before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a lot of another thing I hear against the idea of reparations is that we've already institutionalized like welfare programs and giving out money to people already, and it's not working.
Okay, what I got to do with us? You know what I'm saying? I
think that's because they're looking at it. Because I also hear that it would disincentivize people to actually go out and work, and I think they're looking at it as in like, because my idea of reparations isn't going to come in the form of check.
No,
that's not even what I want. Because a part of me would feel strange about receiving a check for like labor I didn't take part in. Yeah. Like even though it was my ancestors, I don't want to.
You would?
What?
You would feel strange about that?
I would feel strange because I wasn't. Don't get me wrong. They give me a check. I'm gonna spend it. I'm gonna take the check, but I'm gonna feel weird about it. But I would rather see that more like in a stimulus package than I would like just getting a straight up check.
I wouldn't feel bad at all.
I feel weird about it because I wasn't out there like. I wasn't directly out there, so I don't want to benefit like it monetarily in the same way.
I wouldn't kill. That's from the heart too.
That's real. I think I read an article. Somebody calculated how much wealth or how much it'd be dollar amount rise if they paid back Americans over like a 10-year period or something. It'd be like $34 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right to me.
I'm cool with that.
I guess you split it up against everybody who qualifies.
Yeah, if you qualify, I don't see why you wouldn't. I don't see, and then I don't understand how that would, like, regardless of how you feel about it, like when you give people, like, what's my man name, the Asian American, when you talk about, universal,
the one that's running?
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right now.
I think it's like Andrew something, Andrew Yang, but by giving people universal income, people $1,000, he made a good point. It's like when you give people money, where else they gonna spend it?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, they spending it here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's going to come back to our pockets.
It's going to come straight back to your pockets. You know what I'm saying? And then the people that, like when we listen to Patrice O'Neal, he was saying, like, people that's going to mess up the money, they're going to mess up the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But basically, it's to make wealth. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people that know how to, work money and just need money to work with, they're going to do that.
Yeah.
And regardless of how it's spent, it's still going to be spent here. And people going to get money from here. And then that helps the economy.
Yeah.
Like
so even if you did give out like a big check, like didn't Obama give out a stimulus package?
I don't know.
Like his last term, he gave like everybody $800, $1,000.
I don't know. I ain't get that check. You got it?
Nah.
Then I would have to decline.
Because I sworn it happened, but maybe
you didn't get it. I didn't get it. The answer's no.
Yeah. So how would you think if we were to receive, what would you think would be the best way to receive reparations? Because I think we could use it better than like a check.
I agree with, though it's funny the way he put it. I agree with Patrice O'Neal. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about no federal taxes?
No federal taxes.
Yeah. No black person should have to pay federal taxes.
I think that'd be an easier way.
Yeah.
I think that'd be an easier way than just giving out a check.
There'd be some scammers coming out.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, but not paying
Elizabeth Warren. All of a sudden she 1/18 black.
No, fam, cut that out. You know what I'm saying? Cut it out. But I think that'd be the best way. You know what I'm saying? Like how you said, we just double slaves.
Yeah.
I ain't asked for no money from no bank. Well, I got to pay it back. You know what I mean? So not paying federal taxes and cutting my either cutting my state taxes in half or free healthcare or financial aid.
I like that. I'm not mad at it.
Because you're not really giving me a check. If you're gonna make me pay, I'm still gonna pay taxes in the state that I live in. And if I have to in school or healthcare, you know what I'm saying, that's if I go to the doctor. And if in school, that's me having to work for myself. I have to go there and make the grade.
Right.
I have to actually go there and do something. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying, you give me something, but it's not in the form of a check. But in the form of a check, I think a stimulus package would be nice too, but
because it's going to be spent regardless.
But I would like to have my money off my check.
Yeah, I would rather do, if we were going to do that, I'd rather have the no taxes. Because after you blow that stimulus check, it's gone. But if we do no taxes, then that's
forever.
For life.
Yeah.
I never have to pay federal taxes.
I think that would be beneficial.
Yeah.
I think that, and that
You're
also
spending more money. I have more money to spend. Either way.
Yeah.
You're getting the money back.
Period. So, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to get it back regardless. And it, like, again, it takes off the burden of, like, excuse me. And again, I don't know if you listen to Andrew Yang, but it's like stress levels and stuff are higher up, and suicide and stuff, that helps with, money and stuff like that. But regardless, you're still not really giving us nothing because federal tax is something you're taking from us anyway. You taking it from us. I'm just asking you to let me keep what I got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I would do. Or have it like in a form of, something. Like, like I say, no Medicare, no student loans. Or like if I was to open a business, I don't have to pay like small business taxes or something like that.
I like those ideas. I think if we didn't go that route, there should be some way we could target our communities specifically to like at least put us in a better position where we could succeed. And I think the difficult thing about this, like just throwing money in it, is how like intersected like all the problems are. This is messed up, so this is messed up too. So this is messed up. So now this is messed up too.
Like a domino effect.
Yeah.
It's such a big mess, you don't know where to clean it.
So like for instance, like generating wealth through housing, and how back in the day, and even now to a certain degree, we couldn't apply for like bank loans to like buy houses. We couldn't get mortgages. Okay. So if you don't know, the way to build, equity through housing is you're basically making money with somebody else's money. So if you get a loan from the bank to buy a house, then the house increases in value, you get the difference minus the initial cost and like whatever interest they charge on the by giving you that money. So you get a $200,000 house, put $20,000 down, and then like the value of the house increases 3%. That's 3% of the $200,000. So over like a course of 17-year period, if it keeps going up, that's $100,000 you just made from the difference that you could borrow against, or you could sell and just keep that $100,000 and go use that for something else, or put that towards your education or whatever. Yeah. That we were denied because we couldn't apply for bank loans, anything like that. And then you take into account like redlining, which is trash. Like the FHA decided the value of the neighborhoods. Because if you look at the eye test around America, which I think should be like the biggest indication of like the disparity, because like even growing up here, you can see like from the east side to the west side, where the nice houses and who lives in those. And I guarantee you go to any city, the worse the neighborhood, the more people of color you're going to see. The better the neighborhood, the less of us you're going to see. Yeah. Just using the eye test, you have to say something is systemically wrong here. Yeah, because if it wasn't, you would see like more diversity between these two areas, but you don't.
They blame culture though. Yeah, that's what they blame. Like, I mean, you make these houses this way for us to populate over here, and you keep us from coming over here. Yeah, like you literally redlining, but you can't cross this line fast.
So anybody don't understand redlining? When FHA came in existence, they decided what neighborhoods were that insurance could back that are more profitable than other areas, and literally on like one of the qualifications for a good neighborhood or what downgrade your neighborhood is if there was anybody black or foreign in your neighborhood, they would literally drop in value. Facts. That's why you had like things like white flight when a black person moves in the neighborhood. Either the first thing they do was either riot to get them out, and once rioting failed, they just move somewhere else and take all that wealth with them, and then that neighborhood would drop. So and you would lose money in the value of the property. And plus, what they do is like specters, people that buy property, because we couldn't get bank loans, so we have to buy directly from the seller. Yeah. And the sellers would charge monthly, and if you missed your payment, they'll take your down payment and the house. So you had the responsibility of a homeowner, and you had to pay this monthly fee without ever actually owning the house. And they just switched black people in and out of these houses, and we never even own them.
It was a trap.
A trap. But you see stuff like that all the time that even they can get away with.
They still do the red line to a degree today.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like I was talking about intersectionality, like education, how much money your school received is based on the property around it. The higher your property, the more money your school receives. Yeah. So if you live in an area that's poor, your school is going to be underfunded, which is going to affect your education. Facts. And in terms of policy, they gerrymander these districts based on where people live. So if you see a heavy concentrated of black people, you're going to divide the area up so that you can never actually fight back and like vote these people out of office that keep putting you in the same position. So everything is connected. To fix one thing, it's like the Green New Deal now that they're trying to do. They're trying to, and it's just a resolution. That's why I support HR 40 too. HR 40 is a bill that was introduced like a few years ago just to look into reparations to see how people could be reparated. I said reparated. I'm not sure that's a word, but
we're gonna want to say no.
Okay. To receive reparations, it's just to say let's take a look at and investigate. That's what the Green New did. Is, hey, let's just investigate to see how we can help people and help the environment.
Mm-hmm.
We still haven't even passed HR 40, and that's just to look into it.
Yeah.
See if there's solutions.
I told you get caught up with the wall.
Yeah.
Not what's behind it, man.
So even like just taking a look at it is off the table for some reason, which is it gets on my nerves, dog.
But it's only for, well, I ain't gonna say only for, but a lot of times it's only for, blacks when it comes to a majority group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's another argument. It's like, how we gonna give them money? It's like, you've been doing it like,
You've been finding a way to give everybody else money.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Somehow.
What,
You
like-
getting it from somewhere.
even doing like World War II.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The Japanese concentration camps.
Yeah.
Over 100,000. Right? I think it was like, if I'm not correct, it was like 125, over 125,000. Descendants. And most of them was American citizens. Most of them were just, I came here for, a life. So that was in like, 1942. So every person that survived that in 1990 got $20,000. And it's about 80,000 people. They got $20,000 off top.
So they found the money somewhere.
They found the money somewhere.
They found okay.
Also during World War II, they found I think it was the islands in Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
They took them people out, put them in camps too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Those people.
They got the Alaskans.
Yeah, got the Alaskans. I forgot. They got like some weird name though. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say Eskimo, but I didn't want.
nah, it's out with an A. I forgot what that shit is though. That shit was crazy though. But like that was in like
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, that shit crazy though. So you know what I'm saying? Did the same thing. It was like 800 of those. 800, almost 900.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1988, 450 of the survivors got 12,000.
Where is money coming from that we
I don't
don't
know.
have? And that was World War II. That's like during the Depression.
Yeah, so that's what when was that? 18? No, I mean, no, I'm sorry, not 18. 19. Like I say, 1942. Right, 1942. Jim Crow was still in, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It's crazy how
People
we
still-
can get money for everybody else, but
So
for some reason,
North Carolina became one of the first states to pay reparations to victims forced and sterilization. Like they used to like mess with people in like this experiment with people in jails and stuff like that. They came to a $10 million agreement with the survivors.
yeah.
Virginia did this also. And then of course about the Tuskegee experiments or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean, if you don't know nothing about that, this is when the operation was called Tuskegee's Study of Untreated Syphilis in the Negro Male. That's what it was called. So they gave people syphilis on purpose and just watched them,
and watch, see what
You know what I'm
happens.
saying? That's another. We'll get it like you get on how they treat black men.
Just
So and they end up coming to
looks
$10
like
million settlement on that.
we're approaching overtime.
Oh, overtime it will be.
Okay, then, but we're gonna keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
But yeah, even what's I about to say? Give me a second. I started looking at the clock. I was watching the countdown. I lost my train of thought.
Well, but it's other things like, you know what I'm saying, what, 1923, the Rosewood riots when they destroyed the residents and massacred the people in them for, you know what I'm saying, somebody said something about somebody tried to rape somebody and a white mob came and destroyed them.
Because
2.1 million.
things like what I want people to take from this conversation and investigate for themselves. If you are genuinely interested in this topic, or you have strong feelings about it, or you think it's ridiculous, I want you to understand that I think Lyndon Johnson said Negro poverty and white poverty are not the same.
Hell no.
Which basically means the same reason why you're poor is not the same reason why I'm poor. There's a difference between unregulated capitalism and living in a dual society. You may be poor because the government screwed you over. We're in this situation because the government screwed us over and y'all were trying to kill us.
Yeah.
And y'all were trying to keep us down.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two different things.
You was never in a position where you was looked at as less than somebody else and treated as such. So if you not like, and then you never feel like that.
Yeah.
We do. Like, have you ever went somewhere like, you know what I'm saying? I told you about the time I went to that job interview. And the dude said he wouldn't hire me because of my dreads.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck, man? Hey, man, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? What? All right, bet. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you. You know what I'm saying? I went off mad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would you say something like that? Or I went, that job I worked at, and they said I was going to apply for the team lead position. And they was like, you know what I'm saying, I think we got all the black positions filled. Shit like that. Like, you don't hear nobody say nothing. Like, if you are a white person, and we're gonna have comments for you to put down.
And I'm not even mad at white people.
No, nah, I'm not. That's the thing. Like,
flabbergasted at how people can just be so dismissive. Like, if you don't understand the history, like, come on, son.
So I'm not so lost on the dismissal part. I'm lost on not even so much on the ignorance of it. Like is I understand that they so dismissive because they don't understand, and it's kind of understandable because you're not looking for it, because you're not dealing with it. They deal with like weird. They like, if you dealt with that, like say if you had a close friend, and he dealt with that, somebody said it to him, and then you talk to him about it, then you would be more understanding when you see somebody on the news to say, hey, we disenfranchised, and this person told me that. But if you ain't got those type of people around you, how can you sympathize or empathize with something like that? So, I mean, I don't know.
Like 1619, that's when slavery like first jumped off. 200 years later, we finally free. 65 when they finally enforced the man's proclamation.
Enforced it?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say enforced it, but legally
put it on paper.
Yeah, they put it on paper. So to where now we in Reconstruction era, in the Jim Crow era. Throughout that time, there was like never any relief. There was never any real effort to help us like cope with just what happened. There's no therapy for that. There's no way you can repair the families that you ripped apart. And even when we were succeeding, like Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, what happened? 250 people dead because white people got jealous of us succeeding.
They found more. They
found more?
Yeah, because they looking for the graves now. They getting closer to find. They got like a little area where they think because they said people was taking bodies and burying them. They had like trucks and stuff. So
wow.
So they was like finding stuff.
So the body count going up.
Yeah, body count going up.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921. Black Wall Street, black businesses, black banks, black insurance company, doing well. Even when we minded our own business, white people would come over and destroy what we had. What was it? James Ward in Richmond, Virginia, I think it was. Same thing. Black banks, black insurance companies. They didn't riot, but what they did was they decided, hey, we need to make the city better. So what they did was target the black area that had 200 homes, businesses thriving, and they built federal housing in that area and displaced like 8,000 people. They thought federal housing would be better than a thriving black community over there, wiped them out. Seneca Village, where Central Park is right now, same thing. They used eminent domain to take the land so they can increase the value property of the surrounding areas by creating Central Park, which displaced a lot of black people. And they didn't even get their fair share of the money, of course. I mean, so even when we mind our own business and we thriving, America made it, and that happened place to place to place throughout America. Like,
what year did Jim Crow in? 19.
Did it?
Yeah, that was like what 19
officially
1960, 1964, 65.
Yeah, I mean that's when the Civil Rights Act was passed.
Well, let's say that then.
Then if you want to count that as the ending,
I on paper.
On paper.
So like my mom was alive doing that.
Yeah,
my mom was born in 1958.
My mama was alive when schools wasn't even segregated. She was alive when they first started integrating. Yeah. She can remember.
My grandmother's still alive.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like there's like people at like.
Grandma was born in 39. Bruh.
I think my grandma was born. My grandma was born around that time too. Ooh.
And then my great grandma, she just passed in like 05. She was born in 1918. Imagine the stuff she seen and had to go through.
People don't understand that. So imagine the hill that they had to climb to get us to where we at, and imagine the hill that your people had to climb.
Yeah, we weren't protected by the law. We weren't protected by the government. We weren't protected by people that's supposed to be our fellow Americans.
Like,
how was your struggle the same as my struggle?
How's your struggle the same as ours now?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what the reparations is for. Is basically the reparations is to make amends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To make amends or to fix.
And what I want people to understand is reparations doesn't have to come in a form of like money in hand. There are other things you can, like, first of all, like the European nation, they just passed a bill that's like HR 40 or, the new Green Deal, which is a resolution to make right through education, discrimination in the job market. I don't know if they're going to actually go through with it, but they passed the bill by a wide majority. It was like 550 to like 80 votes that they were going to look into righting what they're doing, righting their wrongs, and that every country that's involved in the European nation will have to issue an apology and declassify their colonial history. So you find out what really happened, like during those times. Like for America to just apologize and like do like a real, like, recognize that, hey, we really like messed up would be a huge step for the country in terms of coming to terms like what was done, because that's still denying. It's still people don't know how bad it was.
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem, man. People don't, like, even when in school when they teach the history, it's different. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You don't show the horrors,
which could be another point of reparations, is teaching accurate history.
Yeah,
and those schools don't put workers. We want workers.
No,
we weren't getting paid for that. We were slaves. Now I'm not saying when you in elementary school you put slavery and you show people whipped in the back or whatever.
Why not?
We can get into that. But what I'm saying is, even if you want to introduce it slowly, you say you introduce a slave, they ask, what is a slave? It's a person that was forced to work against their will. And they have more questions, you answer. But by the time they get in high school, they need to know.
Listen, man, there's evidence. Look, I show it. I tell you, show it every time. There's evidence. Well, I seen in research, like, well, they said that, you know what I'm saying, they used to work slaves so hard that the muscle would detach from the bone. Like, have you ever seen like them workout videos where somebody been like they working out and the muscle rolls up?
Yeah,
bruh, like, show that. Talk about that.
Show how bad it was.
You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't. If you don't feel sorry, I'm not saying you want to. I just want you to be aware. Just like the point of this show. Mind the gap, fam.
Yeah, because there's no way you can know all this information about discrimination, of like how we were cheated out of building wealth, and like breaking our family. Because even now, like, you can still see in the laws where they target us versus another person who's white, like powder cocaine versus crack cocaine.
The way you deal with a I want to say fiend, but that's too hood for this. But the way you deal with an addict,
fiend addict.
A fiend. The way you deal with a fiend for somebody that's on crack cocaine and opium is different. Yeah. Why? Because the majority is white over here, and
when you're white, it's a crisis. It's an opioid crisis. When you're black, you get jail. When it's crack cocaine, you get 20 years. When it's powder cocaine, you get 5.
Why?
Why? Because crack cocaine is cheaper. And powder cocaine costs more. Who has the powder cocaine? White people. Who has crack? Black people.
I mean, this is down the list of like, and if you don't want to do slavery, do the history of Jim Crow. I would just do like if you feel
even if you erase slavery.
If you say slavery is too much, if you say slavery is too much to go back,
start at Reconstruction and work your way up and see if it got any better.
If you want to start reparations,
we'll give you a handicap and just start there and
we'll start at Jim Crow
and just see. See what it gets you.
That's what I'm saying. If you think slavery is too far back to find evidence that you was here during slavery, start at Jim Crow. Start at separate but equal. Do that. Do it right in that area. Mm-hmm. I prefer that. I ain't gonna say I prefer it, but if you want to make it easy on yourself,
if it's too hard to look that far back,
that's fine. We'll do right here, fam. Y'all still trying to figure out who the first people is.
1870.
What Jesus was and dinosaurs. You can look back for all that other stuff. Yeah. You got time for that. You got time to see what what I'm saying, how these stones was built. The eight. Well, how many wonders of the world is it now? It's still 8.
Count ninth wonder.
Well, not. They say he found another little cave with its own ecosystem, but that's another topic. But you know what I'm saying? But you want to go back and find these things, but you don't want to go back there. We'll keep it simple for you. Go back to where some of these senators and people were still alive and born there.
Look at some of these laws that support the prison system. Yeah. Find out who majority in these prisons. Like, I don't see how you understand. Is it this? How can you believe, like, wherever that's like bad shit going on, it's like white people. I don't want to generalize them, but I'm about to generalize them. Where everything is seen to be pure, wholesome, we don't seem to be involved in that. Whenever there's prisons, it's majority us. Wherever there's poverty, it's majority black and brown people. They don't, like, how do you look at just like passing the eye test and not notice maybe there's a reason that the more like destructive the area, the less white people you see.
And I'll say this.
Other than systemic. If the problem is systemic, the solution has to be systemic.
Facts.
And if it benefits us in an unfair manner, it should, because we would, if the solution, because another thing is, it would disproportionately affect black people. It should, because we would disproportionately affect it. Like, duh.
They don't want to hear that, D.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear
like, duh. Of course it's going to benefit us more. Even though if we like do a stimulus package to our areas, like better education, get rid of these food deserts that doesn't have access to foods. Like, the white people who are poor, they live in the same areas that we do or around them. So in a way, it's going to benefit you too. So I don't see why you have a problem with it. First of all,
mind the gap.
And even if it does,
if you mind the gap,
even
you know
if it does
yet.
benefit us more, who cares? So what? I think if you white and poor, you should be helped too. You should seek your own retribution of your own stimulus package, whatever. But that should not get in the way of. I see you making a face.
Yeah, I don't know about
If you white and you poor, you don't think when you want to find a way to get like a stimulus package or something.
Why?
What you mean why?
What did you just say earlier? In what way? What do you mean? What? Because remember what you said earlier.
I'm not saying reparations or something, but if
that's what I'm asking. What do you mean?
Like when I was saying unregular capitalism, like there are certain things that affect everybody.
Oh yeah, facts. I give you
that they should like seek their own retribution. But when I'm talking about for like us, it's like for history. Okay. But if that is your problem, you should go about your own way of boosting your community.
Oh, okay. I got what you're saying. I
Yeah.
was about to say what I ain't saying that you said reparations or anything.
Yeah.
Because I was going back what you said earlier. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm poor and you poor is two different things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
but you need to fix that.
Yeah. You need to fix that.
And if this disproportionately helps my people or my community or surrounding areas, then it should, because we were disproportionately affected
they don't want to hear that
by history.
I got you on that though.
That shouldn't.
Hey, I'm riding that horse. I'm with that.
That shouldn't mean.
I like how you worded it and everything.
Be a discussion.
No, it's not. It shouldn't be, but it is. I told you to get caught up with the wall, man. They get caught up with the wall.
They have me hot when I'm watching these things. I'm like, come on, fam. You should know better. And I know you know better because I can see it in your eyes.
But I'll be looking in their eyes. I'll be like, I don't think you don't got it. Especially when I watch Fox News. I'm like, but he's lost.
Because you can definitely tell who's about this action, who's not. Mm-hmm. You can definitely tell who's there to just pander to their audience.
Yeah. Even the people that advocate for us.
Yeah. They still drop off. Like, I hear people that sound like they may be like considering it, but they don't ever go to the point, well, let's discuss how we can make this right. That's too far. They always stop. Well, I don't think this is a good idea, but I do understand the history behind it. And what? And what? Yeah. Add the and what? I want to hear you say it.
Yeah.
I want to hear you say it.
I want to know what's on your heart.
Yeah.
I want to know what's on your real.
And there'll be one person that tries to
their bottom line.
And then they'll be like, well, we out of time.
They mess up their bottom line.
Like, nah.
They mess up their bottom line, D. I mean, I'm with you, man. I know, hey, I like that.
I just don't understand it. In a world, in a country that's built off of slavery and genocide, why would you think there wouldn't be some issues that need to be addressed?
Because it's too old, D. Too far in the past.
But we're still affected by it today. Is the problem?
Still affected by I said right, but the Revolutionary War. Mm. We still bring that up. We still fly with that. Yeah.
It's still people, got Confederate flags, won't let it go.
We still got people that suffer from red line. Like, even if you see, like, we from, like, South Carolina, so we see like redlining.
Yeah.
I see that, and I see like I got a theory on how they do redlining. Like the same thing how you say that they'll make you, you know what I'm saying, get a house that you got to rent or whatever. To a degree, they don't really do it like that no more. But they get you a house with a where they know you can't afford, and then they'll make sure you they'll raise the property value around it, and then get you out, and then they'll break it down, and then they'll gentrify.
That's what's happening here. Like if you notice on the way in my house, if you go this way,
I already know that's where I came from.
Yeah, they built a nice house and that bridge down there. That bridge been shit for at least 27 years. As long as I've been alive, they are now fixing that bridge now that these housing developments are starting to build up, and there's already talks about buying this neighborhood out.
Yeah, I seen it. You know, my girl grandmother is from Nickeltown.
Yeah,
you see what they doing over there?
Yeah,
they getting rid of them,
getting them out. Who's affected by it? Who's being displaced?
And the crazy part about it, that I don't like it, because if you have the money to create a system of people. You got a system to get people out. You got a system. You got a whole scheme to get people out, but not help the community to make it, to build it up.
This neighborhood up.
To build it up, to make it nice, make money for you.
So you don't have to get rid of it. And you can help the people, but that's not. You just rather displace us and have us figure it out instead of trying to help us.
They don't respect us until you burn down the building.
That's why I said at the beginning, I have to ask you: do you want to see black people thrive or not? Because if the answer is anything but,
if I hear anything but, if I hear anything but,
I don't even want to hear. I don't even want to hear. Well, I want to see all people thrive. So then that means no. I want to hear you say it out your mouth. Do you want, yes or no? Do you want black people to thrive?
I don't know your honest answer. That's the crazy part about it, because that's what I don't think people realize. Like, you know how people, when people ask you a question. Like, and you use the word "but," it's because, like, in the back of your mind, you have a different answer. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not, whatever you about to say is not going to be pure. You're not about to give me a pure answer. When you ask somebody a question, they give you a pure answer. That's the truth in what they saying. And when people give you that, but like that shirt I want, it's like people, like black people, is literally asking y'all to quit killing y'all, and people are literally saying, "But like what is the but?"
What is that a counter?
You know what I'm saying?
Please don't kill me, but
what are y'all doing for this? Like, what are we doing to get shot and killed in the street? I ain't shoot back. Like, you just, that's another subject, but you know what I'm saying? But you seen that lady that just got killed, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Pulled it out. Quick.
But that's what I'm talking about.
I'm tired of seeing stuff like that. There's so many things that need to be done in order to fix what's happening. And with stuff like that, I agree with the reparations and educating people in school. Yeah. Cause that would stop some of that propaganda, some that back of the mind racism where this person is dangerous, this person is, you know what I'm saying, may try to kill me, or this person is less than me. Yeah. It's like, nah, fam. Everything is the intersection of everything. Everything is interwoven that you have to like attack on different fronts at the same time.
But and the crazy part about it, I don't think people understand, and especially in the U.S., it takes patience. It's gonna take time, right? We didn't get here. We didn't get about
plan to start years. We're not talking about just
today, and that's the thing.
People cut a check. We're talking about this reform needs to happen over the course of years. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm for reparations, in the form of not paying federal taxes in order anything for like school, Medicare, or like if I want to start a business, I don't have to pay that.
I should still have a say in like how we want to be governed.
And if I buy a home, I think also if I buy a home or something, there should be some type of like anything where we was discriminated against at, especially if we started like I said, if we started the Jim Crow era, I think anything that hindered us during that time, we should get leeway in. Yeah. In some form or manner. And that's my reparation.
I'm with it.
That's what I'm at.
Either that or like my idea, but like stimulus packages targeting like poverty-stricken areas that are largely black people, black and brown people, and finding out ways to help their communities, like better education, improving housing situations to increase value. What I would like to do actually, like, in terms of like battling like food deserts, if I could like personally start, my idea is start like a community center that specializes in like gardening and growing food, and I want to educate people on how to grow food, and like it actually have like nutrition classes there too.
Mm-hmm.
And like they sell like fresh vegetables and things, so give them out and plant them in like different communities that don't have access to that type of stuff. That's what I would like to do personally.
For reparations?
My business, no,
what's your business?
My business ventures that I would like to see to try to help my community.
I would like to do that as far as the nutrition stuff, but it'd be more of like how to handle your money. Mm-hmm. We in a situation of if we did get reparations, I'd do something like that.
Yeah, we definitely need that too. Yeah. Part of it, that should be part of the education system.
Matter of fact, I think we should do that.
Yeah.
We'll figure out. We'll do that soon. But that's where I'm at with it. Anything else, do?
No, my blood hot. That's all I have for that. You good?
I'm good on that.
All right, my tooth started to hurt. I need to make a dentist appointment, dog.
Yeah,
I got one of them old school silver fillings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What the state paid for.
Yeah, you need to go ahead and get that out. Though.
Trash.
Get that out. You don't need metal in your mouth that long.
You see the silver too?
I don't think I ever seen it.
What, this one?
I probably seen that in my lifetime of knowing you once, and just now.
Got that man with a silver smile, dog.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's where we at with it. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. Please follow us on social media again, PODMTG. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook,
Spotify.
Please go to our website so you can find our links where you can subscribe. Please subscribe to us on Patreon if you want to have access to bonus content. And
get the merch, man.
Get the merch. Go to MINDTHEGAPshop.com. That's where we at now. We're revamping the site, so it's gonna look a little wonky for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But still go there, buy you a shirt, get you a shirt, get you sweatshirt,
hat.
We got some hoodies.
Love the hoodies. The sweatshirts feel nice. I'm telling you.
We coming out for you. And we got a lot of things coming for you.
Yes. And if you have any comments, concerns, extra information,
or just
if you want to be on the show, come holler at us, man. We don't mind. We would love to have you. Educate us.
Please.
Help us mind the gap.
I'm sure there's something we missed. And we can have this conversation again.
Yeah.
As many times as it takes.
We out.
All right. One love.
I was mapping this out, I hit the heights backwards. Hopping out the 85 and Reebok classes. Ran a couple marathons just to get established. To make it happen, you got to have dedication, hard work, plus patience. To some more of my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Dedication.